in a way it will speed up. But if there's anybody out there think they're going to make any difference to that now, I think that's a little bit too late. I think we should be looking to do what we can do with what's happened. What's happening right now, what can we do, because to get the end game, we're not going to achieve that. We aren't. No, I'm fine. We're not going to achieve that. So there's no bloody point to that rubbish. We're not. This is the real world. And this is what's happening right this minute. Just do it from there, not some fantasy thing you're trying to achieve. It's true though. So if they just get their heads around that, and then they can start working on the things that they should do, because they're not. Oh, we need to do this. It's just bloody nonsense. It's annoying.
They're thinking of what to do, or...
Yeah, but for God's sake, you can't tell people we're going to do such and such for a certain day when it's absolutely impossible to achieve it. And all it's going to do is cost ordinary people a lot of money. And if they think, well, everybody's got to have an electric car, well, that's all well and dandy. Are you going to make them affordable for ordinary people?
For ordinary people, yeah.
Because if you're not, then you're kind of buggered, because I tell you now, they are very much more expensive.
And it's actually very bad, because it's just like this
And
whole
everything
thing.
that goes to make the bloody things, they have to rip the earth apart to get
Yeah.
at. So it's not
We
really...
have to remember that as well.
Not really
This
the answer, is it?
we should forget about this electrical cars. You should know how those parts being where they get these things, these chemicals or these minerals that they, you should. It's like labor out of.
Oh, I know.
It is someone else's life that is being somewhere in Africa.
Some of the mineral mines in Africa, it's terrible what they're doing, and these are being supplied to some of these top companies tonight. And I told you I watched that documentary.
We are really kind of
And
very.
they called him out and said, you know this is the conditions, you know what's happening. People are dying every week in your mine. And do you know why they're dying in your mine? It's because there's no safety equipment whatsoever.
Safety,
There's no
yeah.
insurance whatsoever. There
For
is
their families.
nothing for them. There is nothing at all. You just give them a wage and that's it. After that, you don't care. Well, unfortunately, if you're going to deal with the Western companies, you have to deal with all the rules and regulations that we abide by.
Yeah, and it's our fault as well, though.
Yeah, because we turned a blind eye. We know they couldn't do that. There's no way they'd ever do that. Did we try to stop it? No, we didn't.
No.
That'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's like trying to send bloody, to Rwanda. No, unless they're bloody, and you found out that they really are terrorists. Now, terrorists, send them to Rwanda and I hope they rot. I have no problem with that at all. But if you get a family and they've got kids and they're just trying to make a better life for themselves, I don't think they deserve Rwanda. I think they deserve a chance. I do. But not the ones that shouldn't, the criminals and shit. No, you send them to Rwanda and I'll pilot the plane. I have no problem with that at all. Get rid of them. We don't need them in this country. I have no problem with that at all. But there's a lot of people there that, God, if they go back to where they come from, they're going to die. They are. They're going to die. There's nothing there anymore.
Of course.
Look at those places in Ukraine now. They're blown to pieces. There's nothing there. Well, that's where my
Those
shop and my
things
house was. Well, it's not anymore. It's a
not only-
pile of rubble
Not only Ukraine,
all over the world. Look at
Ukraine,
Syria. for God's sake.
Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq,
Yeah.
and especially
Ruined. Those countries have just been ruined.
yeah, and at the moment the North Africa, the Yemen conflicts. Horrendous.
It never stops. It never stops. And there we are, we're talking about having bloody electric cars and crap. Behave. We can't even stop killing each other. Never mind about thinking about having electric cars because the global bloody warming. Is that just a distraction from the fact that we treat each other like shit? Because that's what it is, really. Well, it is, isn't it? We don't give a... Oh, look at the Russians. We've got to start bloody saying, oh, we're going to nuke you now and all this crap. Are you being real? Do you think your people are going to say, oh, yeah, I think you should nuke the Americans? Have you told them that they do realise as soon as you fire your missiles that they will have plenty of incoming? So you better have some pretty good shelters because you are going to get, well, you're going to get incinerated. You'll be just a flash and you'll be gone.
Yeah, because they don't think that.
So that's what you think's okay then? Well, fine, if that's what you like, that's what you would get though. Are you willing to? So there's no war, it's just a great big flash, and you're gone. And so's everybody else on the planet. So that was clever, wasn't it? Now tell Granny and Grandma and all the other ordinary people that's what you're going to do. And see if they agree with you. Don't trip, you must be tripping, man. Who must be tripping? You must be. You must not bloody stay off that crack, mate. Because he's definitely tripping. Bloody Lucas. Oh my God. Sad. I don't know.
Did he say he's gonna nuke the West?
Oh yeah. I mean, now he says he doesn't mind if Finland and what you call it, become part of the
NATO?
NATO. He said, "Oh no, I think that's fine." Well, before you threatened to nuke people because of that, you changed your mind all of a sudden. Yeah, because somebody's made you to rein your neck in because you're making them look bad. You can't go telling the West that you're going to nuke them. You haven't got that power. Not even all on your own. You still couldn't do it. It's not possible. You need two people at least. So what are you going to do? Be in two places at once? They'll be arresting you.
He didn't. He
and giving you
didn't.
a slap on the head.
Supposing China will join.
They would never join. They would never join. China, do you know what, darling? When you look at the whole thing, and this is the honest truth, yeah? Now, everybody says, you know, well, China's the problem and all this and this and this and this, all around the world, and all the rest of the crap. When did the Chinese last invade somebody?
No, don't that.
Now, when was the last time the Americans invaded somebody? In the last, say, since the Second World War. Vietnam, Cuba, Afghanistan, then you've got Iraq, all those Middle Eastern countries, they've never stopped warring. Now, the only war you could say that the Chinese got involved in was the one in Korea, which finished in 1954. But since 1954, the Chinese have not invaded or made war with any other country. But every other country, ourselves included, have made war with multiple countries. And so's the West, and so has Russia. The Chinese are the only ones who haven't done anything at all. So now, the Chinese won't be joining anybody in a hurry. They're going to play the long game, because that's how you win. The Chinese will be there in the end, mate. They'll play the long
Because
game.
they're.
But we're not going to get into a stupid people saying, I'm going to nuke you. Oh, my big brother's bigger than your big brother. Behave. You need more than one big brother, okay? Because they'd have every right to say that you'd actually gone nuts and had to be sedated if you started insisting that you wanted to have a nuclear war with the West. And if Putin started insisting that that's what should happen, all I'm going to say is, I tell you now, there will be people there who will give him an injection and they'll say he went completely nuts. And then they'll fake all the evidence and everything else to make him look like a nut. And they'll just say you had a heart attack or something and they'll just knock him on the head. Because there's no way on this freaking planet that Russia is going to start nuking people. Don't be silly.
Well, we don't have to believe it then.
Oh, no, you rest assured, it's okay. Don't do look as if I give a crap. Never going to happen.
Yeah.
Make sure there's nothing in it first. Never going to happen. Honestly, it's just a nonsense. It's a nonsense. I don't know.
You should try it.
But
Why is
like
it
I
only
said-
me again? I need to bring this in because this is for Bati's thing.
Well,
And
I
then
only can
they-
say that. Oh, I have to say though. Well, I do think it's true. The COVID thing.
Yeah.
I think the Chinese declared war on us and they won. And they didn't fire a single shot. Nothing at all. Not one single person did they murder, or did they shoot, or did they invade, or did they do anything at all that you could say, oh look, you did that. Because when you get a virus, it's like it's not in the same thing. It's, well, that's just a virus, you know, that could just happen. But it still killed how many million people? So you just say, even the skeptics who didn't think it happened, well, just say it did, then you've got more things to complain about, right? So be with me. So what I'm saying, so if you want to win a war, you've got two ways you can do it. You can do it like COVID-19's done it. It's ruined the economy for every single country in the world. And at the same time, we have a war with Ukraine and Russia, which is also causing massive problems globally. It's some very interesting times we're living at the moment, and that is a fact.
So what are you saying, Baba?
What's going on in the world? Well, it's a bit nuts, isn't it?
It is always nuts. Where's my drink? Ah, yeah, did you try it?
So yeah,
How is it?
Well, like I said, I had to retract myself because I said actually China did that, which has just had a war. With
I
the
know,
rest of
and
the
we
world.
are,
And it won.
got us.
And it won. It won a
Yeah.
global war. It did. And nobody even said anything about it. They said
that
it
is
was
just
very
a warning.
naughty and you shouldn't have done that, but you're very naughty. So don't be naughty again. But the consequences of it does what you need to do in war. It's ruin economies and completely have the countries reliant on countries like yourself.
Yeah.
So
And then look at our mask. It's all made in China. They,
I make a fortune out of it.
what do you call that? The uniforms.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
do you call
PPI.
that? PPI. It's all made
Personal
in
protection
China.
is correct. Well,
And now our testers is all made in China. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? Oh, come on, stop saying China, China this, China that. We are reliant on China.
yeah.
So
So they
stop
actually.
it.
So if they, it's just say that did, I think they come from China. Just say that.
So
Now, if I was Chinese, that's the perfect thing to do to the world
Hmm.
because they got away with it.
yeah, they got away with
They
it.
completely got away with it. But the only thing that's backfired with them a little bit, they got a bit obsessed because if they get a little outbreak, they just set everybody down again. No, you can't
they
keep
know
doing
they
that with
made
people's
it.
economies and shit. You're going to end up with all sorts of problems. You're going to end up with people not being able to eat because they haven't been allowed out to go and do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And they haven't
I mean,
earned any
it's
money. So
right at the moment, they're all still having this.
they're all still
shut
masked up
down.
and bloody shut down, hiding away from it all. With the rest of the world is we're sitting out here now. I've been everywhere we've been since I can't remember, and no mask, no nothing, and everybody gets on jolly good and well. And they say yes, the cases are up 40% in the last week, and one in 5 people now has COVID. Well,
That's a lot.
I feel perfectly fine, thank you.
Yeah, and I just